Here we go. Going to hike up into the hills.
Are you taking a video?
Yep, doing a video.
Oh, I don't like those.
And right here. And we're gonna take some measurements out here. Into the wilderness we go. Okay, we're kind of out. Well, we're not out in the middle of nowhere. But that is where we're going. And then we're going up towards those power lines up there. The goal is to go right underneath them and then see what the meter is reading. So right now, I'm gonna turn it on here. And we're still kind of close to some power lines right on the side of this hill here. But
you can't see because of the
come into the shade over here.
Sun.
Okay, so
there, you can see some there. We can hear them right now too.
So in one of my previous posts when I was recording, I was using an external microphone. And when I noticed when I started getting close to our router, the microphone was picking up like a little, and I think it was part of the radio frequency. So this is probably not the best place to get a zero reading, because right now we're about 12,000 milliamps. So this will be interesting to see what we're at when we get to the top there. So let's look at another measure. Okay, so the magnetic field is 3.2. The computed something or other is 2.9. All right, let's get going. This hill doesn't look like much. I got my phone out and I measured it. It's a 30-degree incline. Do this about twice a week. My son has soccer practice, and my dog and I come hike this. Get your calves burning. Oh yeah. Stage 2. Let's go. So we made it. We're at the top.
We did.
We've got, I'm gonna flip the camera. All right. Tired?
Hey, yeah.
So there's
the soccer field.
way out there.
Right there. We went way.
That's a good hike. 20 minutes straight uphill. So this is what we're gonna measure. We got this thing. We've got that one. And then that one way far out at the very top right there. We're gonna measure all 3 of those. And then we're gonna swing out this way and we're gonna go right underneath those and get a measuring out there and see where we're at. Okay, here we are in front of some sort of tower or another. And we're ranging anywhere from 1500 millivolts to 3 volts per meter.
Okay, here's the next one. I think it's a cell tower.
It's definitely something. So I started at maybe about 100 yards back next to the, well, when we did
that
the
one.
Other measure, which had a high of 3. So right now, 20 yards away, right now we're at 10, 9, between 7, let's say 8 and 10 volts per meter.
Go all the way close to it.
So let's see what happens when we get closer. 11, 10. So this is an AT&T antenna. You can see that sign right there. It says AT&T operates this.
It says caution.
Caution, may fry your brain. Let's get out of here. Let's call it 10.
Why? What did it say?
12. 10 to
12.
We are, what, maybe 50 yards? 50 yards away. Turning it on, we're going to see how it changes as we get closer, and if it does. Okay, so right now we're at let's say 750 millivolts.
So that's like downstairs away from the router.
It's like downstairs away from the router. Let's see what happens as we get closer here. And the reason I wanted to check these when my son has soccer practice and I go on this hike, there's houses that go right underneath these. And so I was curious, how much are they getting? We're gonna find out.
So loud. I don't know if you can hear it, but we can just hear the electricity in the lines.
No, it doesn't.
Or static or whatever.
Now it's going up, down. So it may not be changing a whole lot.
Cell tower's more.
Cell tower is definitely more, but we haven't measured the magnetic field either. So we're gonna check that out and see. So we're coming up right underneath them now. All right, now we're getting some pretty good jumps. So it's kind of ranging. So we're going anywhere from a low of 5 to a high of like 1500. And if you, I'll let you look up. That's what we're under right there. Okay, so I'm going to switch the reading here. Right now we're on millivolts per meter. We're going to go to a different unit. Okay, so we're at 2 milliamps per meter. So this is the magnetic field produced by these. So it's about the equivalent of downstairs living in a house with a router on all the time. 2.4.
So did you switch to magnetic field?
Yeah.
So it's the same magnetic field.
Yep.
But way less than being near a cell tower. So
Way
there's
less.
a cell tower at the park behind us, and there's houses right next door to it.
So it would be interesting, and I know there's websites. You can go online and you can find out where all the different cell phone antennas are. So if you're buying a house, I want to check that out.
This house is right there.
We made it. We're not really super far out here, but you can see there's some houses over there, and this is the panoramic.
At my head.
Hi, Candy. This is the rest. So this is where we are. So right now you can see what the reading is. So far this is the lowest reading that I've gotten, period, doing this. Out of all the different places at home and everything. So both of our phones are in airplane mode. Okay, okay, so it went up. Okay, so now we're gonna turn it on to, or off of airplane mode. Look at that big jump. And that's not millivolts, that's volts per meter. That is pretty big, and it's still staying high there. Okay, so now what we're gonna do,
Right, let's move away now. Look how, just when I move that far away.
that's still high.
As I'm going away.
So
Is it getting lower?
yeah, but you're still at, yeah, okay, so it's, all right, now come back.
Is it low enough now?
Yeah, we're at around 200.
Think about when the cell phone is in your pocket or on your ear talking to it. Is it better to have it down in speaker or on earphones? So
And
close.
now it's starting to go up. Up,
I
up,
should have walked
up.
slower, huh?
Yeah, okay, so there.
Or you can put it like right up to your ear.
You're talking on your phone right there.
Let's make a call. See what happens. Let's see. I won't say if I'm calling, show a phone number because that would be rude. Put it on speaker.
It's not really changed. Oh, wait a minute. Yep. 13, 15.
See if it connects when
It's
it
still
changes.
high. It's not really changing too much though.
Let's see when it connects if it changes.
That's good.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we're walking through a neighborhood. and I had the meter out, and I noticed that the readings were really low. And we've got power lines right there, and I don't know if you can hear it, but they're buzzing like crazy. So interestingly, when we were level with the lines back that way, it was, the electric field was low.
Like 80.
Like an 80, which is
We've never
lower
seen
than
one
where we
that low.
were on the hike. Right now it's higher, it's around 300. But we need to compare. So when we go to the magnetic field, we're up around 700 it looks like. Oh, 1300. So we're gonna get down, we're gonna get past these and see if the magnetic field changes when we get away from these. Okay, so now about 100 yards farther, we are now under power lines, and the millivolts is now up to about 1200, which is about the equivalent of a household router. Well, the interesting thing, and I don't know what it's doing. So the magnetic field, the milliamps per meter, is now down to, let's say, 3.3. Whereas before it was 600-700 amps per meter.
When we're level with it.
When
But
we
away.
level it, yeah. But it, yeah, and that's,
Now we're under it, so the electro field goes up, the magnetic field goes down under it.
unless there's something else in the area that's causing it. Yet to be determined.